Hello and welcome back to the podcast that's always actually watching you, so quit touching that stuff. Welcome back to another episode of Love, Death, and Movies podcast, the internet's number one film and breakdown and review show. Fuck that up. The show that crushes watch list week each and every week. Every couple months a different genre, every week and a couple months a different film in that genre. So follow us and everything. Join us on the ride. Let's watch the movies. Once you stumble, it's done. Like, it's cooked. It's absolutely cooked. With me each and every week, Ash. Ash versus movies. Ash, how are you? Still versing movies?
I'm good. What was that last part?
You still versing movies?
I am always versing movies. That never stops. I versed The Way Back yesterday. 2 days ago.
I love that movie. That movie's
I
great.
do too. Adam had never seen it. I don't know how, because I've watched it like 4 times now.
Yeah, it's a very Ash film.
That's what he said. I was like, you don't know me. Okay, who do you all think you are, knowing my movie taste? But yeah, just a great one. Favorite Sam Rockwell, like, character. So great. But anyways, yeah, I'm always versing movies, and now I verse books as well.
Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah. Well, Ash, we're recording this earlier than we usually do because it's your birthday this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your birthday plans? And we'll get an update next week with how fucked up you got.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm getting up there in age, so I can't get too fucked up. But I'm sure I'll have some glasses of wine and some gummies and some fun. But yeah, on Saturday, I'm getting up and going to a breakfast place downtown and going to see The Odyssey in IMAX at 11 a.m.
70 mil or just normal IMAX?
No, 70.
Fuck
And then
nice.
after that, head home and probably just chill out.
Have some pizza.
Yeah, I can't decide if I want pizza Friday night or Saturday night.
But either way, pizza will be present one of those
It
days.
will be present this weekend, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
How
That's
are
good.
you? What have you been doing the last 48 hours since I saw you last?
Ooh, what have I been doing? I don't watch this film. This was oh man, we both love this movie, so this will be a fun time.
Yeah.
Did I watch anything else? No, I still got to catch up with House of the Dragon. I'm seeing Spider-Man tonight, which I'm like really, really excited now that all these like insane reviews are coming.
What
out.
is happening?
So good. I'm so happy. So I'm really keen for that. Guess what I'm going to see next Monday? You'll love this. Super Troopers 3. Hell yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be good, but those guys are always goofy.
Well, I got an email today being like, because I have a +1, and they emailed me today being like, hey, we still have so many tickets. Do you want to bring other people? so I don't think that many people are Super Troopers fans anymore, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I asked my brother, and my brother was like, I'll take off work to go see that with you, 100%. So
Let me know how it is, because I liked the first one a lot, but the second one I was kind of like, this is not really needed.
I finished Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Taylor Jenkins Reid. What a bad book.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kidding. I just sort of like just wanted to break you. No, that book is like spectacular. That book is so damn good. I can't wait for the movie. It could truly be like completely different styles, but you know how like everyone fell in love with Project Hail Mary and then went back to read the book, and how the book just catapulted. I could see the same thing happening here.
Yeah.
Where like so many people like will just get into reading Taylor Jenkins Reid just because Atmosphere comes out. It's such an accessible book. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's so well written. We spoke about it the other day where it's like it felt so real, like the way that it's written.
That's why I like her stories. So far I've read 2 of them, and they're just so like human and so written in a way that just makes you like kind of love the characters even when they're problematic. It makes you like actually, it's the whole point of like art, and like books are part of that, is like to feel things and develop your empathy. And I feel like the way she writes, it's just really easy to do that with her characters. So yeah, big fan of hers. Can't wait to read more. I have been crushing through A.R. Torr's A Fatal Affair.
Oh yeah.
It's juicy, and there's Hollywood famous people, identical twins, a murder, a missing kid. It's crazy. So yeah, I literally am like 60% of the way done, and I just started it a couple days ago.
Hell yeah. I started The Tenant last night.
I saw that.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm just waiting for
trust me, it's not like the best Frida, but it does get better. It takes the first 100 pages. I was kind of like, I don't know about this, and then I feel like it kind of picked up, and I was like, okay, I'm more set.
They're just talking way too much about how this guy's not allowed to eat baked goods of what his wife cooks. There's like 3 pages where it's just constant, like, you mustn't eat this.
I think it's because the main character, Blake, is that his name?
Blake, yeah.
He's not my favorite of like her book. It's also kind of odd for her books to have like a male main character. That's not
It's
like
always
the
female,
typical.
right?
So it's a little, it takes a little more like time to get hooked onto it. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's her best by any means, but
No,
I
no, I'm
liked
not
it more
expecting that.
than other people. I gave it like 3.5. I thought it was
I'm
fine.
because I want to get through all of her books eventually.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fun.
so I'm kind of just checking that off just for like a little palate cleanser before I get back into Red Rising.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because right after this, I'm going straight back into Lightbringer, which a lot of people say is the best, but also like the most soul crushing of all these
That's
books.
the
So I'm like,
final book you have before
yeah,
that's out right now.
that's his sixth book, and then his last book is called Red God, which is such a good title. And we're just waiting for that. I feel like he's going to shadow drop that. Like he could just be like announce it today, and it comes out in a month. Like
Yeah,
that's what he
well, that'd be
could
cool.
do. He said that like I saw it like about 3 months ago. He said that he'd written 1,300 pages, but he's just like I'm just finding the soul of it first, and then I'll be
Hmm.
done.
Okay.
And like I love it that he just doesn't rush. It's like just
I
take
mean,
a couple years.
yeah.
Every book of that series is insane. So like, just yeah. Oh, I can't wait to get into it. It's gonna be so good.
The fact that you've read so many of them is impressive because I know that's a lot of pages.
Yeah, well, like one of my best mates, he's reading it as well. He's 2 books behind me, and he's asking me to wait until he catches up, and we both read the like Lightbringer, the 6th book together. And I'm like, I'm not waiting 1,400 pages.
Yeah.
Like, and he's a decently speedy reader, but I'm just like, once you get to where I'm up to, you can't wait that long.
Yeah.
Like, he asked that when I was midway through Dark Age, because he was just finishing Morning Star, which is the 3rd book. Dark Age is the 5th. I finished Dark Age, and now I now read 5 books between Dark Age and this, and I'm like,
But you're
that's enough.
insane.
That's enough time to wait. I think that's enough time.
I'm just convinced you don't sleep.
No, I don't.
I know you do, but it's just I don't know how you have time for work and movies and
It's because I just replace all doom scrolling time.
honestly, I've been doing that more too with reading. And it does help a lot. Like even like my 10-minute breaks during the day at work when I would normally scroll, I just read like a couple chapters.
Hell yeah,
Might as well.
it's
Anyways,
so good, so good. Anyway, Ash, let's stop yapping. All right, let's
yeah.
start yapping. We're talking today about the first episode of the what are we calling it? 90s bangers or whatever. The
Yeah.
the greatest of the 90s or something. We're talking about 90s movies for the next
Yes.
couple of months.
Rewind.
So we're starting it up today with The Truman Show. Then next week we got My Cousin Vinny. Then In the Mouth of Madness, Jackie Brown, Starship Troopers, Haine, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Cape Fear, and finishing it off with M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense. Unreal. Great collection of films, I think, there. So today we are starting it up with Peter Weir's The Truman Show, released in 1998, budget of 60 mil, box office at 264 mil, which is awesome. This was during the like absolute peak of Jim Carrey as well.
Yeah.
So an insurance salesman begins to suspect that his whole life is actually some sort of reality TV show. So Ash, this isn't the first time we watched it, either of us, I don't think.
No.
What do you think of The Truman Show? What's the history of The Truman Show?
I love this movie. I mean, I saw it like around my college age time frame, and I remember thinking it was good, but it kind of left my mind after that, to be honest with you. It's like one of those movies you talk about with people if it comes up, but it never really crossed my mind to watch it again. And then, I don't know, it was after I got Letterboxd, sometime in the last 4 years, I got an inkling to rewatch it, and I was just like dumbfounded at how well done it was. And I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times since then, including this last night. So I think I've seen it 4 or 5 times, and yeah, for me, it just keeps getting better on rewatch. I think it's just so ahead of its time. I think Jim Carrey is incredible. Some of his facial expressions and just the emotions he's able to portray. Even some of the supporting cast, like Marlon, that actor, you know, the way he's able to portray like so much phoniness, but so much like he feels guilt the entire time, like
Yeah.
through his face. You can just really see as it progresses. There's just so many great things they cover in this movie, but on top of that, it just like it looks great, like the production set, the idea of having this like moon and like thing up in the sky where he's just hanging out doing the TV show, watching everything. It really was a movie that almost predicted something. They knew some Peter Weir knew something that we don't know, but Yeah, I think especially nowadays with just the reality TV and the obsession with like watching people's lives, whether it's ethical or not, is just such a topic of conversation. And who knew that in 1998, this would be so pertinent today, this topic. So, yeah, I love Truman as a character. I think he's just so great. He just is so human and so relatable. And I love his journey of just finding out what's actually going on and not giving up and getting out of
Mm.
there. It's
Yeah.
just great film.
Don't you think this movie's like super ahead of its time? Because
Oh,
like as you
absolutely.
touched on now, it's like a lot of entertainment nowadays is just watching people's lives. Like a lot of reality TV show, even just like the whole
Mhm.
like clout chasing generation, where it's just all the influencer shit. We're just watching people's lives, and we think that that's like the most entertaining thing of all time. But you go back
Yeah.
to the late '90s, and we think this is like sci-fi, in a way that it's like it's kind of crazy how much it mirrors today's world.
Yeah, they probably thought it was so like dystopian almost in a way, when clearly it was, yeah, predicting the future, which is crazy because it was 1998 and obviously like the dot-com bubble and like the internet and all that really like came to be not that long after. But even the idea of like the product placement and the advertisements in the middle of, just normal conversation, that reminds me of just like scrolling on Instagram or TikTok now. Like you're always being sold something while you're watching somebody else's life, watching them make food, watching them make their kids lunches, watching them get ready with me. It's like that's basically what Truman's doing in the mirror. He's getting ready for the day. Like it's
Mm.
just crazy to imagine people like in a bar, in a place of business, or just watching this show, just
Yeah,
along for the ride for 30 years of his life. And then, yeah, obviously, like, the moral aspect of taking a baby and, forcing him into something he never got to really have a say in is a whole nother discussion you could have. But yeah, amazing cast, just amazing premise, very well executed.
it's so damn good. I really loved the product placement throughout the entire film. I loved it so much. Of just like this is the best hot cocoa, and and I've tried them all, like things like that. Of like so many different types of product placement, and then you realize I love the little section of the film where you realize how they get money for it because there's no ads. It's all product placement, and then everything that's appeared in the Truman Show can
Yeah,
be sold.
on the
I love that.
website. Yeah, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
I say that
Who are
on
you
like a weekly
talking
basis.
to?
I quote this movie so much. I think my favorite part about rewatching this film, and I didn't ask you what your history was. I know you've seen it before, but
Yeah,
now
we're
that I've
kind of
seen
the
it like
exact same to be honest.
okay. Now that I've seen it like 4 or 5 times, I think the coolest part for me is like really piecing together that like Truman knows from the beginning, all the way back to like when she walks up and he's like on his hands and knees, like digging in the backyard. She thinks he's just pulling weeds. He's working on his escape. Like he's already kind of
Oh yeah,
planning all of this. He knows something's up, but he doesn't really know how it all fits together. And so it's just kind of interesting that like you don't really join him while he's like still buying it, but you kind of think that he is. But the more you watch it, you can kind of understand that he's not dumb, and he definitely knows that something's up for a while. He just has
yeah.
to kind of figure out how he's
He's
gonna,
just got to piece it together.
yeah, piece it together. So it's a very very well thought out and written movie.
Yeah, this was my girlfriend's first time watching this film.
I was gonna ask if you showed it to her.
Yeah, so she loved it. She didn't love it as much as us. She gave it, I think, a 4 out of 5, but still, like, for first time watching it, I think
Hey,
that's
I'll
pretty
take
great.
it.
Absolutely. And it was just funny, like, just hearing her questions throughout it. Like 30 minutes in, she's like, "Is this show just about him, or is this like other people?" And I'm like, "Well, it's called the Truman Show." And I'm like, just little things like that. I'm like,
Just wait and
just
see.
yeah. But then it starts to unfold and unfold, and she's like, "This is insane." And it's like, is he an actor? And then like it shows like it's from birth. It's like, but who are his parents? And it's just like, no, it's like he was given up. And like it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's dark.
it's very, very dark. It brings a lot of questions into account. But let's get into it. Truman Burbank, played by Jim Carrey, is the star of one of the most popular shows in TV history. The only thing is, he doesn't know he's the star. That in itself is a pretty damn good selling point. Selected at birth and legally adopted by a television studio following an unwanted pregnancy, Truman Burbank is an unsuspecting star of The Truman Show, reality television program filmed and broadcast to the world 24/7. through approximately 5,000 hidden cameras. An entire other world has been fabricated for him in a special enclosure in Hollywood to simulate a town called Sea Haven. Truman's entire world is a huge TV set, and all he knows are simply actors, including his wife. And everyone he knows is simply actors, including his wife. Truman's world is populated by actors and crew members who serve as his community while carefully keeping him from discovering the truth. They also earn revenue from the show through clearly disguised product placement. Truman's hometown, Sea Haven Island, is set inside an enormous soundstage which allows Christoph, the show's creator and executive producer, to control most aspects of Truman's life, including the weather. To prevent Truman from escaping, Christoph has orchestrated various scenarios, such as the death of Truman's father in a boating accident to instill the fear of water, and has the cast reinforce Truman's anxieties with messaging about dangers of travelling and the virtues of staying home. The island set is surrounded by water to ensure that Truman can't escape. Though the producers intend for Truman to fall in love and marry a woman named Meryl, Truman develops feelings for Lauren, an extra. Sympathetic to Truman's plight, she tries to tell him the truth and is fired and forcibly removed from the set before she can convince him. Truman eventually marries Meryl, but their relationship is stilted and passionless. And he secretly continues to imagine a life with Sylvia and dreams of travelling to Fiji, where he was told she had moved. Meanwhile, in the real world, Sylvia joins Free Truman, an activist group that calls for Truman's liberation. I love the beginning of this film because of from the very get-go, where he walks out and one of the lights falls, and you're like, immediately we're into everything breaking. Yeah, and I really love that. I love the little pieces together of basically trying to get to his psyche, which I think is really cool. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even realize that he's already digging out, because he already kind of knows. He's already suspecting something. I think that's really sick. Anything to kind of add towards this, beginning of this film? I know there's not much to break down for this movie.
No. Yeah, it's one of those kind of weird ones where the plot's really simple. It's more about following the character and their experience of making the discovery little by little. No, I mean, I do love the way they portrayed the backstory, of him looking through the chest and finding the sweater, and then we kind of get the backstory of Lauren/Sylvia, and how they met, and just how that was one of the only genuine interactions he got to have, because he chose it. It wasn't orchestrated. It wasn't Meryl bumping into him, forcing a connection or forcing a conversation. I feel like it's one of the minimal parts of being human that he got to experience, seeing a pretty girl that he liked and her smiling back and being interested, that genuine connection. So I think it's just really beautiful that he got to feel that, and then it just gets ripped away from him instantly. And he keeps her sweater. And one thing I noticed this time I'm watching it, down the road when they bring the new woman in, he's gonna have a new love interest. They kind of dress her similarly to Lauren. They put her in a red cardigan that looks almost identical to the they're messing with his mind, and I swear it's just you get more and more into the morality of it every time you watch it. It's just so messed up, especially the idea that Christoph has of out there is where he needs to fear, in here I can protect him. It's this weird parental thing, he wants to protect him and not let him live.
He's kind of convincing himself that he's doing this for Truman's benefit.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of parents and those overprotective parents who really struggle to let their kid, leave a small town even, or really go out and see the world. And of course Truman's I'm an explorer. It's they had to pick this baby who ended up being a kid who has a passion for exploring, and then they keep him confined in this one spot where he can never really do what he's passionate about. So it's just, I love getting that they included the thing with Sylvia and the whole backstory and showing us those little moments. They could have easily kind of brushed past that and just done a quick flashback, but I like that it was we got to really see one true genuine human connection that he got to make, because that's his whole passion for getting out of there. Obviously he's been trying to make her face out of magazines, but yeah, he's digging the hole, which I thought was funny. And he also is remember how she says you missed a spot in the grass? I think it's because he's covered it and he keeps mowing over it, but it's it's a spot where he can escape from the grass. Right. So there's just all these little details. And then he's also calling, asking for Lauren or Sylvia on the phone when he's at work in the beginning as well. So it's just little things you wouldn't know when you're first watching it, obviously. But
That's so cool. I love the fashion magazine bit.
mm-hmm.
Where he always buys
Trying
the
to find
fashion
her
magazines.
face.
Just follow me. She's got to get him. She's got to get him. And then like he's just trying to create her face. Things like that. I think this is why it's such a good movie.
How good is Jim Carrey? Every scene, I just can't look away. He's so great in this movie.
So apparently Peter Weir, who's also Australian by the way, last year at Sydney Film Festival, I was sitting in a row in front of a guy, and the director of the film that was playing, he was saying that like he's so honoured to be showing this film in the same theatre as Peter Weir, and the guy behind me was Peter Weir.
Wow.
And I was like, turned around, I was like, no fucking way. And I had a friend with me at that time, like, who's that? I'm like, the fucking Truman Show guy.
And Dead Poets Society.
I was like, he directed like everything. He's him. But he apparently at the beginning of the shoot was butting heads a lot with Jim Carrey, because there was a clause in Jim Carrey's contract that he was able to do rewrites and like order for rewrites. But then I got the exact quote of what it was like to film with him. That they found initially working together on set difficult. Carey's contract gave him the power to demand rewrites, but Weir was impressed with Carey's improv skills, and the two became way more interactive. So by the end of it, they were great. Peter Weir also wrote a 10-page backstory that described the history of the show. Like, for instance, the Truman Show was a frequent winner of the Emmys. It's just kind of like, I like how they, like, the world needed lore. So I love that sort of shit.
And Jim Carrey's one of those actors. It's like he has been known to kind of be like, he can be difficult to work with, but he's just so masterful at what he does. So it's kind of, sometimes you got to just let him cook, you know?
You know, sometimes the weirdest guy is the most creative.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it is on day 10,909 that the trouble begins. As he's getting ready to work, a strange object falls from the sky near Truman's car, and it appears to be a light of some kind. I love how immediately he's driving to work, and on the radio, he hears like, there was like pieces of a flight fell out of the sky going over Sea Haven. Love that, like, immediately they try and give him like an excuse of what it would be.
They're almost too reactive to where it's like more suspicious.
Absolutely. His wife Meryl, played by Laura Linney. By the way, Laura Linney is so sick. She's such a great actress.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and he and Fran Marlin also play a role in keeping Truman on the island, despite his ambitions to roaming the world. Meryl indicates Truman's financial obligations, like the mortgage and car payments, to scuttle his dreams. I also love like the little flashbacks to his childhood. There was one specifically in the classroom where he's saying he wants to be an explorer, and then the teacher's like, "Well, too bad, everything's being explored." It's
like just killing his dreams one day at a time.
Love it. Next day, Truman sees a homeless man that looks like his dad, who's supposedly dead. Suddenly, a lot of obstacles appear and whisk the homeless man away. That night, in the basement, Truman dreams of a woman who has his eye in college, who is strangely sidelined from his life as Meryl turned up. Deducing that the city somehow revolves around him, Truman begins questioning his life and asking who he sees as his closest confidants to help him solve this mystery. A month later, Truman meets a girl from high school named Lauren, and she reluctantly agrees to speak with him. Before she can reveal the truth about the show, she's whisked away by strangers. Lauren reveals her name is actually Sylvia. The next day, as Truman wanders around his car, he notices even more strange things, including a studio set inside of an elevator. Fucking love this. Truman picks up Marlin and decides to leave the island. The next day, Truman attempts to leave Sea Haven, but finds that there are no flights available to Fiji for at least a month. And the bus he attempts to take to Chicago breaks down before he can even leave. Do you reckon the bus driver was kind of on Truman's side? He felt sorry for him because he's like, I'm sorry, son. Like he felt like really.
I think they do feel bad. Like, how can you feel good about an acting job like that?
Yeah, you're like keeping a guy prisoner. Truman decides to leave by car, but a perfectly synchronized traffic jam appears. This is probably one of my favorite scenes. When he pretends to give up and go home, the traffic jam magically disappears, and he heads to the town's only bridge out of town. His fear of water makes him force Meryl to drive over the bridge, but a nuclear power plant leak stops him, and he returns to his home. Point here I didn't put in was one of the best moments of this entire film, where he goes, "Thank you so much, officer." He goes, "No problem, Truman." and immediately, like, you're like,
Yes, he knows the light bulb.
you see Meryl in the passenger seat just like start to freak out. Then he
Yeah.
confronts Meryl and challenges the sincerity of their marriage. A panicked Meryl tries to change the subject with product placement, causing Truman to snap and hold her at knife point. Meryl breaks character, calling for help, and is removed from the show. Anything to kind of add to this point, Ash?
I mean, yeah, I kind of got ahead of myself earlier when I was talking about the Sylvia and Truman stuff, but yeah, basically what I already said there. And then, I mean, yeah, I think just the way they choreograph these scenes, like to just move through the town and like through his interactions so seamlessly, it's honestly really impressive. They had to have had so many extras on the set. And the score, I just love like when he's out and like kind of wandering and like getting through all the people and they're blocking him and he gets to the elevator and see all that like the score that happens throughout those moments, just that slow build of a score. It's so good. It's so simple but effective and I love it. Um, yeah, the scene with him and Meryl's great. I mean, I think Adam said it best. Like they treat him, it's kind of like he's a zoo animal. Especially you see it here with like the power plant scene where they're literally pinning him down in the middle of the forest and like dragging him back. Like they're literally treating him like an animal. Like he's got no rights and like he's not like an actual person that is gonna feel things. So it's pretty messed up, and I feel like it just keeps escalating as he obviously learns more. I love that scene with him and Meryl though, between the who you talking to like yeah freaking out on her and then he's like going through am I gonna cut you am I gonna grate you am I like, that whole thing with like her whole product that she was showing earlier is just such
I
a
just
great
love
little
that. Who are you talking to?
I,
I love
Jim
that.
Carrey is just I don't think there's anyone quite like him. Like he's not
No.
like I don't think the best actor of all time by any means, but when he does a role he's just so much the character. um it's just crazy his versatility, with comedy to drama is one of my favorites of a comedic actor. So yeah, just I just really love the entire film. I don't think I have much more to add, except I will say I think that like Marlon might be the biggest betrayal of them all. I don't know why. I feel like having a
Yeah.
best friend since childhood be like a fake actor and they just like to sit there and like tell you I'd be one of them if like, so obviously I'm not lying. Obviously that's not what's happening. Just the gaslighting that happens there. I feel like it's almost more of a betrayal than like the wife or the parents or anything else. Cause it's like your best friend's someone you choose, it's not someone you're obligated to. And the fact that he just does that to him for so long is,
It's heartbreaking.
it is. And it kind of sucks that there's never like any like real scene between the two of them where like Truman knows that he's not really like I feel like that would have been like kind of interesting to have in the movie.
Yeah,
There's no real final conclusion with those two, but
that's good. If you were on the spot, Ash, top of your head, if they were to make a remake of The Truman Show, who do you think could play Truman?
I don't know
I
why my initial mind went to Gabriel LaBelle.
I like that. My first answer would be Bill Hader. I think Bill
A little
Hader could
too
do
old, I feel like, but yeah, I
maybe.
do love Bill Hader. He's great with with comedy and drama. So
Yeah, exactly. Then my first thought was Barry. Like, have you seen the show Barry?
I haven't, but I've heard like how
You would
great he is in it.
you would love Barry. You would fucking love Barry, and that's very much like it blends like a lot of dark drama and dark humor, and it's
Okay.
really good. Yeah, so that was my first guess. Anyway, let's get into it. I've only got like one more part anyway. Everyone tries to tell Truman that there is no controversy. His mother comes and explains that the homeless guy was indeed his father under the guise of him having developed amnesia after the boating accident. It soon becomes apparent that the reuniting was due to Christoph, the creator of The Truman Show, who felt that reintroducing Truman's father would quell his emotional turmoil. The show regains ratings, and Truman seems to return to his routines. At the office, Truman is introduced to Vivian, who's Christoph's planned replacement since Meryl has now left the cast. Christoph goes on a talk show and explains that the death of Truman's father was a way to stop Truman's urge to explore the world. Sylvia confronts him on air, and Christoph says that Truman is free to leave any time and that he stays because he likes it there. One night, however, Christoph discovers that Truman has begun sleeping in his basement. Disturbed by this behavior, Christoph sends Truman's best friend Marlon to visit and discovers that Truman has disappeared through a makeshift tunnel in the basement. Christoph suspects that the broadcast for the first time in history, is leading the record number of viewing. Midnight turns to noon as the sun is brought up to assist within the search. Love that. That's so sick. Christoph finds Truman sailing a boat to escape the island. Christoph uses the weather program to stop Truman and almost drowns him but shuts it off when Truman does not relent. He's like, if you want to stop me, you gotta kill me. Like, Truman's sick.
The whole scene with the boat and sequence and all the way to the end is like perfect filmmaking.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Truman continues on until he hits the side of the stage. Finding a ledge, he walks along to a small stairwell at the exit of the door. As he attempts to go through, a loud booming voice is overheard. Christoph speaks to Truman, acting as a god, as a father to him, and revealing that Truman's entire life was a television show. Christoph tries to plant doubt in Truman's mind that he belongs in this world and that he's afraid to leave. Truman then grows silent before turning to the sky and proclaiming, well, in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And then bowing, he steps through the door. I just got goosebumps reading that. He steps through the door and into a new life. Viewers around the world celebrate Truman's escape, and Sylvia races to greet him. The executive producers end the program with a shot of the open exit door, leaving Christoph devastated. After the broadcast ends, Truman's viewers look to something else to watch. Love that. They're just like...
So good to include that. So perfect for reality TV, though. You literally watch, like, some true story about, like, somebody getting, like, I don't know, taken from their family or whatever it may be. And then it's just like, I wonder if American Idol's on. It's just
it's so good. So, Ash, what did you think of the ending of The Truman Show? What did you think of The Truman Show, and what's your score?
I love this movie. I give this a 5 out of 5. I think this is a perfect film. I actually, like, not just 5 out of 5 because, like, it's me, but, like, I genuinely think it's a perfect film, and I love it. I think the cast is fantastic. I mean, you have Jim Carrey just absolutely killing it, but the supporting cast with Laura Linney and Holland Taylor and even, like, Paul Giamatti and Ed Harris, like, there's just so many great little supporting characters in this that make the whole thing come together. But, yeah, from a filmmaking perspective, perfect, so ahead of its time. And yeah, I think some of my favorite sequences take place in this last chunk. Don't think you talked about it, but my favorite scene or my favorite like fake out like moment they have to react to is when he wants to follow her to work.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, you have an amputation? Okay." And then he like follows her and they have to like try to like fake an amputation of a leg. These actors like back there with like, "Okay, I'm going to cut in. Great job, doctor." Like that whole scene is wild.
Where they drop the tray
Absolutely
and the person's like, oh, and it gets up, like, gets scared. So good.
I think that scene is like, that's like for me when I'm just like, this is batshit, in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that whole sequence of him sneaking out, them realizing it, the weather patterns almost killing him while everyone on national TV is watching it, but he just won't give up. Like I think it's just so powerful. And then yeah, best ending they could have gone with, including the guys saying, "Wonder what's on next." Like the whole thing is just absolutely perfect. But yeah, the whole like good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening is, I can't imagine a more perfect way to end this movie. It says everything it needs to say.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. So good.
Jim Carrey's incredible.
What do you give that out of 5?
Oh, I'll give it 5 out of 5. Perfect movie. Yeah.
I think it's a perfect film as well. I think this is like, the more I watch this movie, the more it like creeps into my favorite movies of all time.
Same.
And it's just like, it's a perfect length. Doesn't overstay. Because I always like, I didn't watch this for a few years. And like last week when we were discussing it, and or might have been like off air, and we're like, how long is that movie? I'm like, isn't it like around 3 hours? And you're like, no, it's like an hour 40. It's just so perfectly paced. It's a perfect length. It does not overstay its welcome at all. Jim Carrey is perfect for the role. It's as if this movie is made for him. Peter Weir directed the shit out of it. Everyone's so damn great. I could watch this again today, to be honest.
Yeah, same. It's endless. It's timeless. It will be timeless. Like I guarantee we'll still be watching it in 25 years
now than it was 20 years ago.
And I feel like that's going to be the case in 25 more years from now. Yeah. Really, I do. Like it's, yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. I also give it 5 out of 5. So next week, please do go ahead and watch My Cousin Vinny. Until then, we're just going to go through each of our top 5 Jim Carrey films. So Ash, you want to do 5-5 or do you want to go like... We can do 5-5-4-4.
Sure.
Do you want to go first, Ash? You can go first
sure.
if you like.
I was struggling with the fifth one because
There's a lot of honorable mentions.
there is, I mean, so like I think I struggled to pick, but I'm gonna go with this one because this was like a childhood favorite for me. My honorable mention, like at the very like top of the list, is Dumb and Dumber. I know that's crazy take. It wasn't like my favorite comedy growing
Sure.
up, but I do appreciate it. I quote it endlessly. It's Adam's like favorite besides Austin Powers, so I'm used to hearing him talk about it 24/7. But my actual top, or my number five would be Liar Liar. That one for me, like, had the VHS, watched it a ton as a kid. I thought it was just so funny, so like great. And then watching it later as an adult, you realize kind of how like it's more of a drama, like a
Yeah.
family drama. But I still adore that movie. So yeah.
Well, I got a couple of honorable mentions as well. Well, I have Liar Liar as an honorable mention. It's
Yeah.
fucking so close. Love Liar Liar, but also I love Yes Man and Bruce Almighty.
Yes. Yes, same.
Both of them. Love them so
Yes,
much.
absolutely.
Yeah. What's your number five? Or was that Liar Liar
Oh,
was your
Liar
number five?
Liar was my number five. I was
Okay,
just
my
saying
bad.
Dumb and Dumber was like really close and was like
Well,
my honorable
gotcha.
mention.
Well, hilariously, number five is Dumb and Dumber for me.
Yeah.
So we're kind of
Valid.
almost the exact same mindset right now. So that's good. Dumb and Dumber, love it. It's that or Liar Liar. Any day it could be completely different.
It's so quotable. That's the thing. Dumb and Dumber is way more like rewatchable and quotable. I mean, I say like the
It
whole
was
like
me.
Mr. Perfect to Adam all the time, just like joking around. Like, oh, sorry, Mr. Perfect.
I do the
There's
claw with my girlfriend's cat.
yes, there's so
She
many
hates it.
great endless moments. Great pick.
Nice. What's your number four?
Four for me is Ace Ventura. I grew up on this movie. I still watch it to this day. I think it's hilarious. I think it's just him like being his dumbest and funniest, and even the second one, I honestly get a lot of enjoyment out of. But I don't know if it was just like the combination of him and Courtney Cox, but I feel like even like my parents liked this movie. Like it was just like one for everybody to love.
Love that. My number four for me is The Mask. That's
Okay,
like
I wasn't as big on the mask, but that's valid.
the Mask for me is like quintessential Jim Carrey. I
Yeah, for sure.
freaking adore The Mask. Also, I have an honorable mention that I think is going to be in your top five, so I'll wait till you say it. The Mask is just so damn good for me. And also, I fell in love with Cameron Diaz then.
I think all of men, yeah, men did watching that movie.
Absolutely. So what's your number
Valid. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think it's one of his just best roles. I think that movie is going to be one of my favorites forever. I watch it every Christmas, so I've probably seen it
Do you know he's coming back?
30
He's doing it? He's
something
doing another
times.
one.
Are they?
Apparently. I think it was
I don't
reports
know.
and
I wasn't
stuff
sure if that
floating
was
around.
legit or not.
Well, I hope it's not, because they always do these legacy sequels, and vast
I'm
majority
over
are
it.
shocking. See, The Grinch was honorable mention for me.
Not as big of
Really,
a one for
really
you.
love it, but it's just like there's other movies I just love more. But it's like in terms of like physical performance, you can't deny that's like one of the greatest that has ever been done. He's unreal. Number three for me is Ace Ventura, for sure.
It's so good.
It's unbelievable. It's so.
We were
fucking
just
fun.
talking about the actress from that plays Einhorn as Finkel and Finkel, whatever. You know, she. I think what's her name?
He's Finkel.
I'm already forgetting the actress's name, but something Shannon or Shannon something. But anyways,
You know.
she's great.
Yeah. What's your? Is that two? Yeah. What's your two?
Two for me is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think this is a really beautiful movie. I love both him and Kate Winslet. Just not quite as like much of my all-time favorites as the one that's number one, but I mean, incredible film.
Hey Ash, my number two is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
I figure we're the same number one,
Yeah,
so
yeah. So well done, correct.
I thought this might
Honestly,
happen if we did this.
yeah, honestly, my number one, and my number two would have been swapped before last night's rewatch. To be honest, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
'cause
one of those movies. The more you watch it, I think I gave it 4 stars the first time I watched it, and then I gave it 4.5, and then I gave it 5 stars when I watched it last year. So it was like it kind of kept creeping up, and that's obviously the Truman Show number one for me.
Yeah, I agree. Truman Show, wholeheartedly number one. It's just so fucking rewatchable. I adore it.
Yeah.
The performances, the writing, the direction, everything is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our top five each. Well done, Ash. Again, next week, please watch my cousin Vinny. But until next time, I'm Harry. It's Ash. Love Death Movies. We'll see you in the movies.